Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy these videos, please click like and subscribe. And if you click the little bell, you'll be notified of future videos when they're uploaded. Suzanne Morphew disappeared on Mother's Day, May 10th, 2020. She was from Colorado. It was alleged that she went for a bicycle ride, although it is stated that they can't confirm she actually was riding a bicycle. The bicycle was found a couple days later, I believe. And so this, if you want like really detailed information on this case, there's a lot of channels that will go into that. I am just simply looking to put together some insights using the tarot cards. And so they returned to the house to search her house again. So I just want to make a note of that. And Barry Morphew is the husband, and he left a note 2 days later at when he returned to a shop that says baby blue bike helmet. It's describing the bike and a helmet and biking clothing. So, or biker's clothing, something like that. What I'm going to do with the tarot cards on this is we're going to remain very sensitive because this woman has not been found. And so we want to remain very sensitive to the family and what their needs and their loss, or if they've had a loss. At this point, we don't know if she's deceased or living. We simply do not know these facts. And that the tarot cards are not meant to predict death ever. They weren't designed for that, and I don't use them for that. So what we are going to do is we're going to tap into Suzanne's energy. What a beautiful woman. Just look at her. She just looks like full of life. She looks like really kind woman, really kind, enthusiastic about life. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a variety of tarot decks, and I'm just going to, ask a few questions to kind of let the cards tell like a story. And with this, when I pull these cards, you guys pay attention to the artwork on the cards, as I will be doing. And I'll point out things that I, in the card that I notice, and leave in the comments if you find anything that you notice in the cards, because they are designed, for things like this, questions like this, situations like this. The artwork can be everything. All right, let's do it. First deck, Robin Wood. We're going to ask the Robin Wood Tarot what led up to just before her disappearance. What was going on in her life just before the disappearance? I'm going to ask that. I feel like that's important. What was going on in Suzanne Morphew's life just before her disappearance? This is an important card. So this can be the studying card. This can be focus on a child card, right? Because the pages are sometimes considered the children. Focus on a child. This can also be finances, because pentacles are finances. So there we go. So we've got that card going, and then we're going to pull another one. So something was up in the air. This is the Eight of Wands. Something was up in the air. There was something up in the air. We just don't know. Something was like going to take off, or, this can be the card about ideas, can be future oriented. Like, this can be focused on something and really feeling like something's going to have a lot of movement or energy going forward. This is leading up to before. Wow. So she had the world was hers. The world was her playground. It's almost like she felt a great sense of freedom for some reason. She's just like, whoa, So these are all really good cards. So leading up to the event, it appears that all of those cards are pretty good cards, really. I mean, they're very good cards. So now we're going to go to a different deck. I'm going to go to the Morgan Greer, and I'm just going to fan the cards out this way, and I'm going to say, the morning of the disappearance, was anything different? What was going on with Suzanne the morning that she disappeared, May 10th in the morning? Was anything going on that morning? So now we have the Chariot, and we have horses going in different directions. So somebody's going in a different direction. The horses, I mean, they're still together, but they're going in different directions. Or so maybe she was going to go one way direction and he was going to go in the other, something like that. Somebody was going to go in the other direction. This is can be a card about travel too. It can be a travel card. Now we have the King of Swords. So the morning of the disappearance, we have the King of Swords very focused on this mode of travel too. Here's this mode of travel. The king is focused. Chariots were used for battles. They were used for traveling. I mean, they are a way of traveling. And these horses are raring to go. And so the king is very focused. Could be on travel, or and it could be that this could be two people not seeing in the right direction, or in the same way, which a lot of people don't. So that's not in itself a big deal. But we're going to pull another card just to see what was going on right in the morning of the disappearance. This is what we're trying to get a sign for. And so now we've got the Chariot, the King of Swords, and then this is a different child card or Page of Wands. It could be, the Page of Wands can be messages from Spirit. Can be ideas. She could have had a really good idea. So we're going to continue up to the morning. I'm just going to lay the cards on top. So this is the confusion card. So it's possible that she was just confused with what she was going to do that day. Maybe she was confused. Here's a mask here. There's a castle, there's a dragon, there's a wreath. So this can be, like there's some decisions to make, but there's a little bit of confusion around it. This is kind of like the Empress. It's the mother card. She's the nurturer. She's like the family, keeping the family together, the coat of arms. And she's got a heart in the middle of her. And she's also got some gut feelings, like, the moon at her feet. She's very intuitive. And wow, we've got a couple of interesting, we've got a 7 over here and a 7 over here. And this is kind of like a pondering. We've got a mountain top in the back. And this person's kind of pondering a decision, like things are building up. What's building up? What was building up the morning that she disappeared? So this can be family gathering, family time. It can be the past, the past happy family. It can be a card of the past and happiness in the past. This is a fairly really good card. So this looks like the morning before her disappearance. None of these things are red flags for me. This is the 4 of Wands is around the home, happiness around the home. It's usually a good card. Talks about celebrations. Mother's Day could have been a celebration. Could have been a celebration day. So according to Susan's, and then we got the World card again. Freedom. She's feeling really free. So this card's come up, twice now. She's feeling really free. So, all right. Now, we're going to take, and she goes on the bicycle ride. And we're going to pick another deck, Light Seers. So now take us through, she's getting, well, first of all, we have to find out, did she even ride a bicycle? Did she get on a bicycle and ride a bicycle? Did she ride a bicycle? Did she actually ride it? I don't know why that's important. The Temperance. Now, usually, because, most of the card decks don't have bicycles in them and stuff like that, but usually you'll get a movement card. You'll get the Chariot could be movement. The Knight riding a horse, it indicates riding. I mean, usually if you're getting a riding, you'd get a riding card. Well, she took off alone, so the 9 of Pentacles, so she was alone. I'm not getting a sense that she was riding the bike. What the heck is this card about? I'm sorry, I'm not used to this card. There's like feet hanging in the air. That's a little weird with a pig. I don't know. This is a weird deck. And there we have a page. Which is another child card. So maybe in Mother's Day, maybe the child was gonna drop in later or something, the child literally dropping in later. So I guess we can't come to the conclusion that she necessarily rode the bike. So let's go up to, let's just use the Haunted House Tarot. It's a little skewed, so we'll also go to a different deck. But let's go to the moment where she was disappearing. What was happening the minute that what was going on the minute she disappeared? Like, we're talking about right now, she disappears. What happened? Yikes. Ten of Swords. I didn't expect that. And this is for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, we're not making any theories. But, folks, this is not good. That's not good. So then what happened? I don't know, 3 of something. I'm not sure if this is Wands, 3 of Wands maybe. Huh. Coming down a stairway. And folks, by the way, this doesn't, just because there's a female in the card doesn't necessarily mean that it's female or feminine. It's just the art of the card. So let's just keep pulling one more card, and then I'm going to go to a regular deck. And I'm going to pull on top of these cards because this is, yeah, okay. So that's kind of like being trapped, being tied up. Okay. Let's pull from the universal weight, and I want to know leading right up, because this could be like, now this doesn't mean that somebody did her in. I mean, something could have happened to her where she got knocked out or whatever. I mean, especially if she was on the bike and had an accident, hit her head and fell in something, or I'm not sure. So I'm gonna pull on these 3 cards with a normal deck. Go right up to the minute she disappeared. The minute Suzanne Morphew disappeared, what was going on? Same question. We're just validating with my go-to deck, which is Universal Weight. So here is the Queen of Cups, and I'll pull a middle one, and that's the Hangman. Interesting thing here that I'm going to point out is this is kind of restricted in movement. Well, so is the Hangman, restricted in movement. See that there's a rope around his, oops. So he's tied up there. So we've got 2 references to being tied up, which, I'm still, this is for entertainment purposes only, and with all sensitivity to the family. Now that's a strange card to have come up, because this is like my happy ending card. This is always my happy ending card. So I don't know what that's doing in here. But it slid in here, so we're going to pay attention to it, because this doesn't look happy, but this certainly looks happy. So what we've got here is, somehow being restricted, and we've got her Queen of Cups near water. We've got her near water, and here's again restricted movement. Hung up, could be hung up on something, and this could be restricted movement. And then we've got the arms crossed with the Nine of Cups is usually conclusions or happy endings or something like that. But I'm going to pull a confirmation on this one because it's so out of place between the rest of them here. I'm going to pull a confirmation because we're talking about right when she disappeared. 10 of Pentacles. Family. This is usually like wealth, like family money. It can be inheritance. Trying to think of all the definitions of the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles are family cards. And so this can be like family wealth, family money, a family business, something like that. I'm not actually sure. I didn't research anything about Suzanne or her life, so I don't know if they had a family business. And this is like negotiation and dealings. Like it looks like they're negotiating. There's a red barn there. There's a big tall kind of tower-like structure there. But for being on top of the Nine of Cups, this can be endings, but it's happy endings, and this is financial. And I'm going to pull a third card on this. So what are you trying to tell us? Like this is going to have a happy ending, and that there's money involved or something, or what are you trying to say? That's the only piece of the reading that I am really confused by. So this is a burden card about burdens and outside of the home, that there's a lot of burdens going on. Okay, so we're gonna ask. We're not going to come to any conclusions unless you notice something and you want to make a conclusion. That is fine. But I want to get out another deck, and I want to ask. I want to go after. Now she's been missing. Let's actually jump out to a month. Let's just say she's been missing a month now. What's happening now? She's been missing a month. What's going on now? I've never really done this in a timeline fashion, but I feel like doing that right now. So we're a month out. Now what? Pouring water. We're in the water. The star talks about our hopes and our dreams, and in the water. Person's in the water. I'm looking at the scene. In the water and pouring water out. And I'm going to pull one more card. So it's a month out. It's a month out. We're going to read both these cards together. So it's the Two of Cups. This is a relationship. This is a relationship card. That's a surprise. She was married to her husband. So this is like a relationship card. And we'll pull another one. Leave these two out. And we'll pull a third one. This is a month out. A month out. And this is a child. Angry. Looks like in this particular deck. That's angry. Child. Looks like a child is angry. A month out. And the Five of Wands. There's a lot of challenges. This is the card about challenges. A lot of challenges. So a month out, that's what we have going on for a month out. So there's a focus on the relationship. There's an angry child. Could be children, but it could be child. And so that's a month out. Let's go 2 months out and grab a different deck. Let's grab Anna Kay. Now, we're going to go 2 months out. Now what? Now, what is going on with Suzanne? 2 months out, she's not been found. What can you tell us? The wheel, and somebody's getting kicked off the wheel. They fell off the wheel. See, they're wheeling, they fell off the wheel. That's interesting symbology there. Now there's two people on top celebrating while the one gets kicked off the wheel. Huh. That's interesting. We'll just note that. And what else? We're going 2 months out. Now what? We have rushing water. Rushing water, and it looks like high mountains on each side. And rushing water. And this is the Star card. Huh. The Star card. Okay. So that's 2 months out. Rushing water. I feel like because there's no people in this card, I feel like we have to really focus on rushing water, like rushing water. And like this looks like a river, like a river. Rushing water in a river. What are you doing? Seven of Swords. This is my sneaky card, like trying to sneak out, sneaky card, sneak out with something, sneaky, hidden. Can be lies, deception. So this is 2 months out. What is that, a pot of money in the back? I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's supposed to be coins. I don't know if that's supposed to be coins. So that's interesting. And then I'm going to pull one more card. 2 months out. 2 months out. In fact, I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to put these all together because they're kind of a mess. 2 months out, what do we have to know? And we're just going to kind of put this story together, and we're not going to make any theories. We're just going to look at the artwork. So this is like the financial devastation card. Like the person feels out in the cold, left out in the cold. Financially, they're devastated. Physically, they might not be up to, what they used to be. This is the financial suffering card. So there's definitely something going on with, suffering. And absolutely 2 months out, people would be comforting each other in the card, as would be normal if somebody has been gone and you don't know where they are. Is now we're going to come out. Is this case going to be solved? Is she going to be found? Is this case going to be solved? And is Suzanne Morphew going to be found? Oh, wow. Now we got the Queen. We got the Queen of Wands. All right. Now that could represent Suzanne because, she was a very active woman, is this Queen. So it's interesting that she's the Queen of Wands. Transition. Oh, well. Remember I said in the beginning that tarot doesn't predict death. However, if somebody is already deceased, it's not really a prediction. But this is interesting that this is transition card, which is card 13 in the tarot deck, which is normally the death card, but tarot does not predict death. So we'll go ahead and pull one more. I feel like this is how I kind of want to read it, like there's going to be a break in the case because this is a broken doorway. And so I feel like there's going to be a break in the case, and there's going to be, this could be new information. Look at the path leading to the water. Huh. This person's looking behind them. Looking behind them. I'm still asking the question, is this going to be solved? It's the Knight of Pentacles. That's a person. So somebody could be working. The Knight of Pentacles, I always call him the researcher. Yes. Oh, this is my yes card. This case, this is not going to be a cold case. This is going to get solved. This is going to be solved. And that, folks, is the good news. So sometimes you can go back and you can review, all of the cards and what we have pulled and things like that, and look at the artwork because there's a lot of hints given in the artwork. And so what do we have to know just in closure? What do we have to know about this Suzanne Morphew case? Just in closure. This one right here, I feel it's right here. It's right here. Well, this is interesting. So we've got like a guide or somebody in spirit showing somebody where to go on the boat, or helping. It looks like they're helping this person in the boat. And here's troubled waters. So it looks like there's help. Somebody's guiding somebody to help lead this to a better, this is the card about moving out of a very troubling situation to a better situation. So I'm going to end on that. Whoa, those cards are shuffling themselves. Okay. So I want to thank you for joining this channel. We want to send all of our prayers out to the family. We're very sorry that if anything tragic happened. We're always going to hope for the best outcome, that she be found safe and alive. And so this reading was just to gain some insights into the cards. You can leave your comments below if you happen to notice some picture in the card or some scene and you know more about the case than I do. And go ahead and leave your comments as to what you think. But remember to be very sensitive because this is an active, ongoing case. We want to be very sensitive to this beautiful young woman. We don't want to, put anything out there that might not be true. So this reading is all allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. Thank you for being a part of my channel.